Hi, my name's Melissa Peart. I'm 25 and I'm a soil scientist. A soil scientist involves, first of all, checking sites, looking at what potential contaminants may be there, like whether they're affecting the soil or infiltrating into the groundwater. I'm taking gas readings currently. We just run it for about a minute just to read the methane, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide and oxygen levels. Then the next step is to go out, do some soil testing, whether it be with a hand auger or with a drill rig. We collect a core sample and then send them off to the labs. We have them analysed and then we report on what results we get. But we also look at groundwater as well. The water can tell you if there's contamination migrating off-site, and then we decide, is there further work required? Depending on what it is, we can either do cement stabilisation and remove the material off-site, or chemical stabilisation to decrease the concentrations and then remove it off-site. The other things that we can do is bioremediation, where we introduce nutrients and microactivity to decrease the concentrations within the soil or groundwater. So it's what's left over, the byproduct of the breakdown process. I actually enjoyed science at school, but I was in love with history, so originally I wanted to be an archaeologist, but I was told there's no jobs in that, so I went to the science. I never knew I'd be doing soil science as a kid or anything like that. What happened was I finished school and the career advisor advised me that I should be doing science. So then I went to the careers day at Sydney University, and that's where I was introduced to the land and water degree, and I thought it was more interesting than just the environmental science degree because it involved agriculture and it involved, going out into the field more often. It involved a lot of different things: soil, hydrology, geology. We even did GIS, so satellites and positioning. We did animals, microbiology, so it was a very variety-based degree which could take you in different paths. The degree has been really welcomed by the industry because it takes into account soil and groundwater where other degrees just specialise in soil or hydrology. My job does affect the economy because it's a step that people have to do to develop sites. Agriculture in the western suburbs was, the main part of the economy in the 70s and 80s, so a lot of market garden activity. And because of development and the city pushing out to the outskirts and into the western suburbs, we've had to do a lot of testing of sites to check if agriculture activities have influenced the sites. We do a lot of work out in central New South Wales and also northern New South Wales. There is a demand for soil scientists in the city area. In the private sector, you can be a consultant for a private company, where in the public sector, you can work as for advisory towards government departments. What I'm doing now is an awesome job and that I'd love to continue doing this for a very long time. I enjoy the people I work with, but on top of that I find that my job's a good balance of office work, so I have time to catch up and do my reporting, but I get the ability to go out into the field and to travel, and so I get to go and do the soil testing myself and the groundwater testing, so it's not like I send someone else out to do it, I do it myself. There's a lot of lifting, a lot of moving around, travelling, so you've got to have that energy to sustain the work we do, but also someone that's confident in what they do, because you've got to be able to take the reins and be the manager for the project, because we're all managers of projects. But we also need to have good communication skills to deal with our clients. We need to be able to budget. So there's all these other aspects that I've had to learn on the job rather than, taking them from university. I have the ability to apply what I've learnt from uni, but also what I've learnt from the job. So yes, I love my job.